love inspiring healthy living.
After facing family health challenges and seeing how natural solutions transformed our lives,
we are determined to help other mamas thrive, not just survive. What if feeling awesome every day is possible for you and your family?
Come along with us on our natural journey.
Hi, I'm Robin.
And I'm Julie.
The reason I said that is this is the first time that we're Zooming our podcast. Usually we are together, but we're two mamas just trying to fit it in. So we're doing what we have to.
That's right.
Hey, Julie. So welcome to our podcast. The title of today's episode is The Most Important School Supply, Your Immune System. So
Yay!
I know this is our 16th episode.
16th. It's amazing.
Do you remember the day I said, Julie, we're going to have to do a podcast? We're starting today.
Yes. It blew my mind. It blew my mind. I'm like, wait a minute, we can do that? And you're like, yeah, look at this. It's right here. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm like, what? It was so crazy because I had been praying about a podcast for years. I bought a book on it. I was like, how do you launch it? All these things. And you know what? Sometimes you just got to go for it. So I'm so glad that you did because the feedback has been great and we are excited to help mamas thrive.
Yeah. And we just would have spent a whole bunch of time worrying about the right way to do it.
Yes.
And this was one of your bucket list things, was to have a podcast.
Correct.
Plus we were inspired by Dr. Dean and Dr. Palmer by telling us that we had to keep moving forward. So we're like, let's pull the Band-Aid off and do it today.
Yep. I love it. I love it. So today it's amazing that we are actually in the season again of starting to launch into another school year. I can't believe it, but the countdown is starting and we need mamas to be prepared and have the tools in their house ready, because if it rolls around and something pops up, you better have it in your home.
Not just that. A lot of people are starting school for the first time. Lots of people could get sick, but actually we can prevent our families from getting sick by equipping our bodies to be as healthy as possible. And I know this is kind of a change in paradigm. We don't have to be passive victims or anything like that when it comes to health. We can be assertive and take charge of our health. And that way, when we're exposed to things, our body can handle it and process it.
That's right. I'm so excited to talk about the immune system. Before I started this wellness journey, I really didn't think much about my immune system. I assumed my body would just work all the time, but the question never entered my brain. Hey, should I support my immune system? Like, why do I get sick? What happens? Is my immune system strong? Like, none of these things ever occurred to me.
I mean, like, oh, that's my normal December cough.
Yeah.
Or,
every year.
Yeah, my allergies, whatever. I have to bring a tissue box to school, but that's fine. And just to, in case you guys don't remember, maybe I didn't say this on the podcast. For me, I'm still on my healing journey, but I used to have 56 allergies and sinus infections and allergy shots. And so my immune system was shot. And I don't have those things. And there are a lot of things that affect your immune system, not just what you eat, but we're going to talk about that. And I'm certainly not perfect, but there are definitely choices in my life that I make to not suppress my immune system, like eating sugar. Exactly. So maybe we're going to share our top 5. Maybe we should just start with food.
Yeah. But can you share your story really quick about when you did go to Israel and everyone in your delegation got sick except for you, and tell them what you did?
Yeah. So I went on this amazing mama trip to Israel. We were all moms. It was probably 5 years ago by now. And the delegation, it was a lot of moms, but in my Orlando group, I think there was 30, and I'm the only person that did not get sick.
Wow.
And I know it's really incredible. So, even my roommate was sick, and there are several people that had to go to like get medical intervention. So, what I did was, I mean, I was very proactive though. I had a portable diffuser, with, and I brought thieves. I brought several. I probably brought 6 or 7 oils. So I diffused thieves every day. And before I traveled, I was putting thieves on my feet every day. I had 2 Ninja packets. I think you have a packet with you. This is the bottle. I had 2 Ninja packets a day. I had I had 1 Ninja Nitro a day. That's what I do my funny reels on, because I take a lot of those, unfortunately. I had my Juice Plus. And then when people started getting sick, I just made sure I didn't eat sugar, because sugar suppresses your immune system. So as much as tempting as some of those Rugla were, and people are like, you don't want to eat this? I'm like, heck no. Like, half the people are down. I'm not doing that. And on the way home, even more, like the rest of the people were getting sick. You know, they got sick like on their way home, or they were feeling ill. And I never once did. And I attribute that to all the proactive health things I did. You know, like I have my peppermint, I had my frankincense, I had my lavender. And I really didn't, you know, I don't expose myself to toxins. So I think that all affected me.
That's awesome. I think that's
Thank
an
you.
incredible story, and hopefully some good foresight for the moms to have this year as they, travel down this road, especially if they have little kids, because little kids are like, it's like a petri dish when you go to some of these uh, places, childcare, wherever it might be, and all new things this year because we've been in a different environment. Our microbiome is used to our home environment, most likely. And now we're going to be thrust into another environment that's totally different. So people need these tools, and they need to understand that what we eat, like sugar, can also affect our immune system.
Yeah. And before we get to the top 5, I do want to say, there's a thing called the germ theory versus the terrain theory. And a lot of people get worried about germs, but germs are good. You know, they help set the microbiome. And really, that's why we want to keep our bodies healthy, so we can, not get sick. And we can talk about that too when we talk about some hand sanitizer and we kill some of the good germs. But also, when we want to stay healthy, it's very important to have a healthy mind, a good mindset, positive. Like anytime I feel like I might be like, I have an issue, I'm like, you are not getting sick. And then I say, you are strong, you are healthy. I do all these things in my mind because our cells and our brains hear our words. And it's important that we stay strong. And I'm not saying if you're feeling sick, don't rest. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying mindset is everything.
Absolutely. Dr. Emoto would definitely agree with you.
Absolutely.
So I love that. Yeah. All right. Cool.
All right.
So let's jump into our top 10.
Top 5.
Oh, top 5. Sorry. We had top 10. Now it's top 5 because we're lumping. There's just so much to talk about. It would be the top 50, really, if we talked about them individually.
True.
Yep.
So let's just jump into food. I think that sometimes that's the most painful for people, to really realize how much food affects our health. And, food can either promote our health or decline our health, really. So I know a lot of moms are trying to figure out, okay, what are we going to do for school lunches? How am I going to do this? So, I used to have I used to get phone calls from the lunchroom for my kids. People were like, your kids eat so healthy. And I used to buy like those silver canisters with the top, and they'd have like cucumber in one and tomatoes in another and grapes in another and rolled up turkey or whatever and chips. So, and make it fun. So one thing you can do, like if you are lunch planning, make the lunch fun. there's so many fun things you can do. Like I used to make red pepper tuna boats, or you
Mhm.
can make it like a sailboat, or I bought cookie cutters when my daughter was really little and we ate sandwiches. She didn't love
Mhm.
sandwiches, but I bought these little cookie cutters and you can make a little sandwich out of that. Or do like crackers with the cheese and the meat there, or have them make it.
Mhm.
There's so many ideas, but we don't have to fall into the trap of buying Lunchables. That's like so many bad chemicals. Um,
Mhm.
and also, encourage the kids to try new foods, right?
Mhm.
And Julie, you always I had a rule when the kids were little, you know, they had to eat fried fruits or vegetables before having sugar. So that
Love
taught
that.
my kids what the vegetables and fruits were. And they got a little fuller before they had sugar. It was really
Yes.
great. And then I increased it to 10. And that worked until my daughter was in middle school. So that was a solid 11 years of
It's a great foundation. And you really, after a time, the taste buds do adapt and they do change, and your body does start to crave some of the, better things. I mean, they know, even my kids know when they haven't had enough of those good things, like they don't feel right. And so it's just a good thing to start from the beginning, but it's not too late to jump in case you haven't
right.
done
And
it.
if it feels overwhelming to you, just pick one thing. So maybe just decide I'm not going to buy anything with dye in it. Or maybe decide I'm not going to buy
Mhm.
sugary drinks for the kids. Like they have to have
Mhm.
only water. I mean, don't jump off the ledge. If
Mhm.
you, if it's going to be super
Yes.
hard, and maybe your kids, definitely if your kids are used to eating sugar, you don't want to go from like eating massive amounts of sugar to eating no sugar. A, that's terrible for the body, but B, those poor babies are going to be cranky and have
Yes.
like detox. Um, I like to just reduce it slowly over time. I mean,
Mhm.
I really love the food diary idea where you just track it the first week and then make
Mm.
it one less the next week and
Yes.
one less the next week.
That is good.
Um, yeah. So anyway, there's a lot of ideas. We probably could spend 1 hour just on food. So I
Mhm.
know we should move on, but it's really important to not cave in. A lot of people are like, well, let's have this as a treat. Yes, okay, if we want treats, but what is, what's the effect of that treat, right? So
Mhm.
if you're worried about staying healthy, maybe it's not a treat.
That's right.
Maybe going to the bike, maybe something else is a treat, like going roller skating or doing something else, and maybe
Right.
it's not like a sugary treat.
Yep. And I love, my kids do think that their Juice Plus or their, we'll talk about this, Mighty Pro, it's like a pixie stick, is a treat, or the new Immune gummies that we have. Do you have those by chance? Were those
Oh
in
yeah,
a box?
I
Um,
do.
so those things, my kids are Nixia Red. They consider that to be a treat. It's hilarious. I love that. So
That's awesome.
okay.
Yeah. So okay, so that was number one, is food and drink. And also you can follow us, of course. You can go to our Facebook group, Wellness with Robin and Julie. We post a little bit sometimes about food. Also, Food Babe, she posts some good swaps. I try to repost them when I see them. Like this is the traditional toaster strudel or whatever, and here's a nicer swap. Yeah,
That's
I
good.
find
I
that one,
used to love those.
oh, they're so bad for you. And those other
So
ones, what are
bad.
those called? What's the other
Oh,
ones that
the
they
sandwich,
go on
the peanut butter and
the
jelly?
toaster
No. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Pop Tarts.
Pop Tarts?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I
Oh
did
my
like
word.
those. There's no
Yeah.
way in heck anybody in this house is ever eating that. No, 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 no. And just because something says organic, or just because something says
Mm,
vegan, or just something because it's vegetarian or gluten free, that doesn't mean it's healthy. So you need to read the ingredients and
yes.
make sure it's meeting the standards that you want. It's just, if
Yes.
something says vegan, that just means there's no animal products in
Hmm.
it. Doesn't mean it's
Hmm.
healthy necessarily.
That's right.
I know we should do a whole class just on food.
Oh, so true.
Let's do it. All right.
Awesome.
Let's move on. So number 2, do you want to talk about Ninja?
Yeah, so Ningxia Red is, I think, the greatest antioxidant drink in the world. So we've been taking it for about 8 years now. And Robin is holding up a bottle of it, which is more economical to use. So that's what we have in our house most of the time. The kids just pour their own 2-ounce shot glass. And I love that they get it out on their own. We used to spend literally an hour in 10 minutes. I did in front of the juicer. And this drink is even better than juicing. So it goes straight to the cells. It's absolutely amazing. It's made with the wolfberry as the main ingredient. And then it does have essential oils and other stuff in it, a lot of great antioxidant fruits. So these are the to-go packages. So we'll stick this in the kids' lunches, and it's just a great antioxidant drink. And it tastes delicious.
It does taste delicious. My kids don't like drinking it from the packets. For my son, I have to sneak it into his applesauce. He will not, even though he sees me drinking it. I mean, even though he sees me pouring it into the applesauce, he will not drink it straight. And my daughter, she would never pour it for herself, but I pour everybody their shot glasses in the morning and don't let them leave before they drink it. And sometimes it's a fight, but that's what you can't. I'm not driving you until you drink this.
Right.
That's
and it
what
takes
happens
2
over there.
seconds. I love that it's small in a shot glass and just like boop, done.
Yep. And it's hydrating and has so many great, am I allowed to say healing powers?
It has tons of phytonutrients. It's the equivalent. In fact, I'm sure we have the chart up, but we can always put it on our Facebook. But it has the equivalent nutrient value and antioxidant power of, like, I don't know how many blueberries, but we can put that comparison chart up because it's pretty telling.
I have 2 graphics. You're right. I have a lot of good graphics about the Ninja. Anyway, it does taste great. And my mom makes the Susan drink. So
yes.
I know this is back to school, but you need to, as the parent, need to stay healthy too, right?
Yes.
You're running around, getting everything ready. So you need to stay strong. So my mom likes to put the Ninja Red and seltzer and like a little bit of orange juice at it. And she just drinks that cocktail all day long.
I love it. It's so good for us because you bring up a good point about moms. Like, we're not getting the good sleep that we need. Our schedules are crazy. Our stress level might be up. And so stress, not sleeping, all that brings down your immune system so much, just like the food and sugar does. So we need to be mindful that moms need that extra support.
Yep. The packets are great for the purse right before the workout, right before whatever, or you end up volunteering too long, or you're at school rushing. No matter what we're doing, all the moms are rushing, no matter what you do. So keeping a packet in your purse is invaluable. So great.
Love it.
All right. So yay. I know we should have done a shot or something. I feel like,
I know, right?
This one, I can't drink out of this bottle because everybody drinks out of it. All right. So number 3, I just wanted to say something about water cups. An idea. So you're buying some new water bottles for the kids. I was reading this idea of like putting positive words on the cup. So they're getting mental note like peace, or you're strong, or smart, or love, or whatever you want to put.
Joy.
It's like the joy. Yes. Like it's this mental message all the time that they're getting all day long.
I love that.
Yes.
That's so awesome.
And Julie kind of mentioned Dr. Emoto. Go on YouTube and look at his experiments with speaking positively to water. And our body is mostly water.
Yep.
So we want to be positive to our own bodies.
That's right. Yeah. If you look at the pictures that he has on there of the water they talked nicely to, and everything. The crystals are beautiful. And then you look at the ones they talked, the water you talked bad to, and those formations are like almost demonic. They're like, not even, they're not light, and they're dark and weird. So anyway, it's cool. Gotta look at it.
Yeah.
Very
And
educational.
if your kids have a little bit of discomfort or anxiety about going to school, or they're nervous, you could pick out some stickers with that and make that a fun activity before school to put it on their water bottles. And then every time they look at that, they'll think of laughing with you, or like some kind of grounding. If you want to give them a message, like it's great to have like a mantra when you wake up, like I'm strong, I'm funny, I'm talented, or I don't know, whatever, like just something that they can have in their inner voice.
Love that.
Right. All right, cool. So number 4, 3, 4, let's talk about thieves. You go.
Yay! All right, thieves. Do you have that there? Awesome. Okay. I do not know. I cannot remember life before thieves. I really don't. Thieves has yes, it has rosemary, lemon, eucalyptus radiata. It's absolutely
Can you
amazing.
smell it, Julie?
I need to invent smell-o-vision. It is so good and so effective. So for those, can I tell this thief story really quick and why it came about? Okay.
Yeah.
So basically,
our founder, see the timer.
Okay. Our founder, Gary Young, went over to France, and in the French markets, in French museums, they actually have the recipe that was used when the Black Plague broke out in Europe, and they wanted to help the French people get better. So basically, the legend goes, there were these apothecaries that were robbing the dead and dying, and they were not getting sick. And so when they rounded them up, they asked them what they did, and they were actually using herbals and essential oils and burning their clothes, and they were staying well. So they actually used that concoction of essential oils, and Gary did put in a little bit of his own, but basically they had these boards up in the French market, and so people could gather their homeopathic things to use, and that's how the thieves blend was inspired, and it works like a charm. It's amazing. I love it.
It is very spicy, so obviously it's good for immune support. If I need it, I just put a drop on my tongue. But you could make thieves tea. For kids, you could put it on their feet. If somebody is, sensitive to smells, you can always put on their feet.
Yes.
But there's other thieves products as well that are great, like thieves hand sanitizer. I know that a lot of schools require hand sanitizer as one of the school supplies. So I actually send this in for my son, because I don't want that traditional hand sanitizer.
Right. Do you want to tell them why?
Yes. Not only does it dry out your hands, it has really bad chemicals in it that disrupt your hormones. And so this one meets the alcohol percent for the government, like the statutes for saying hand sanitizer and alcohol. And you can get, there's little ones like this, and there's big ones like this. Like if you're me, you have a pump and you send this in. But some other kids might, it depends on the kid, right? You can also, depending on the school, I also send in thieves household cleaner, because I don't want my son touching bleach wipes or any other chemicals that the school uses, like, all those with the yellow lid. I'm not saying the brand. Those are all required school supplies, and I do not want him touching that. So they let me send in thieves to clean his desk. I also send in thieves soap. Obviously, it depends on the school. But I just try to eliminate as many toxins as possible because our kiddos, their toxic overload affects them. It affects their thinking, it affects their immune system, affects their hormones, their
Yes.
respiratory systems, especially those kids that already have respiratory issues. Smelling those
Mhm.
chemicals makes it
Mm.
worse. And some of
Right.
these schools have mold in them and other things.
Mhm.
So they're already compromised,
Mhm. Yep.
But you can
We're
always
trying.
ask your teacher. Well, you
Yes.
can always
Yeah.
ask your teacher if you can diffuse. There are some elementary schools that the teachers do diffuse. Um, and sometimes, like a couple of years, I could get permission from the kids in my son's class and they would diffuse. So that's cool. So just some options out there,
Love it.
right?
I love it.
Any,
Absolutely. Because we want to
anything else
build
about
up
these?
their, yeah, we just want to build up their immune system and not indiscriminately kill all the good bacteria along with the bad. Like we need the good bacteria in our microbiome to keep us healthy. There's just a good balance that we need, and we need some of the bad too. So it just is a great way of supporting your immune system, is using this. I love it.
Yeah. And if you're a teacher, diffusing these would be
Mm.
amazing in
Mm-hmm.
that classroom.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So number 5. Oh, this is number 5.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big one. Essential
This is big.
oils.
Yeah.
Let's well, we didn't really talk about Kid Sense, so let's just divide it into a couple groups.
Okay, let's do.
So let's talk about the Kid Sense part first, because
Okay.
that's more than oils. So there's
Sweet.
these really delicious Mighty Bites. These are
I
vitamins.
love it.
So I'm gonna have one.
They're so yummy.
I know. Here, Julie.
Oh, I would love one right now. Munch, munch.
Rolls up.
Yeah, they're super good. Those are kind of like my treats. Like, yeah. Even for adults, they're not just for kids. And I mean,
I need
it's
to have
so
another
funny
one.
when I think have another one. When I think back on some of the things we used to take when we were kids that were similar, and how junky they were. And I love that there is a wholesome option that tastes good and is filled with all the good stuff for the kids.
Mm.
It's
So if
awesome.
you have a hard time changing some of the processed foods that your kids are eating or sugar, maybe the change you make is adding a vitamin.
Mhm.
Or looking at the vitamins. A lot of people do take vitamins, but look at the chemicals in your vitamins.
Yeah.
Is this a healthy choice? Because
Yeah.
a lot of them are not healthy. So
That's
another
right.
thing in the Sense line, which is one of Julie's favorites, is Mighty Pro.
I love Mighty Pro. In fact, I'm going to take one of those right now. It's like a pixie stick. My
gonna take it too.
12-year-old loves these. In fact, he'll be like, have you gotten, and he's still, the word probiotic is just really hard. I don't know, for some reason, there's a block there. But he's like, have you taken your packet thing today? And he'll make sure that I've gotten it. But he
Wait, let's
loves
do
it
it together.
too.
Ready?
All right, cheers.
Ready?
Cheers. It's so good. Oh my gosh, I love it. So probiotics are really good. Yep, it is tart. They're
It's tart
good
'cause
for our
this is so sweet.
microbiome. Oh,
Yeah. It went from
Mm.
like really sweet to tart. Yeah, they're really. And this has a prebiotic too. It's not just pro.
Oh, that's right. It does have a prebiotic. I love it.
Can you explain to people why they'd want that?
So our probiotics really do need prebiotics in order to engage in the microbiome and do the stuff that it needs to do to support it. So a lot of times we'll get prebiotics from different food groups and those things, but a lot of times if you don't have a balanced diet, especially for our kids, it's super hard to have the prebiotics. So it's a win-win.
Can you explain what a microbiome is, please?
So all of us have a microbiome. So our gut area is filled with all kinds of things, good, bad bacteria. We have fungus, we have yeast in there, we have all this stuff in there. And we can even share our microbiome just by breathing on each other. If you're just in a different environment, you will notice that your bowel movements and everything are different. If you go to different elevation, all that kind of stuff, our microbiome is affected by. It's super sensitive, but it holds 80% of our immune system. And so it's, well, 73 to 80, around there. And so our immune system
I don't
is
know
really
if it's your
contingent.
Wi-Fi or mine, but
Oh, am I going in and
you're
out?
you're frozen.
I'm frozen. Oh, oh
Really?
no. Okay, can you hear me now?
Okay.
Can you
Oh.
hear me now? Do you want me to move? I can try and move.
It says my interconnect. No, I think it's me.
Okay. You seem good now.
But-
I don't know.
It said my internet was unstable.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of go in and out a little bit, but so yeah, so our
Probably the weather.
microbiome, probably. Yeah, so that's pretty much our microbiome. Yay.
All right. So in the Kids Sense line, there's also essential oils. So those are pre-diluted for kids' use. So we have Tummy Jies, Owie, Sniffles. What else? Kid Power.
Genius.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Kid Power.
Kid
Yes.
Power. I like to call this one Valor Light. And this is a great one to put on the kids' feet in the morning.
Oh, it
before you
smells
go.
so good.
God, it does. I love
love
Kid
that
Power. And then Genius. Oh yeah, I got that one too. So this one helps with support the brain.
I love
in
it.
this one? Let's see.
It smells so good, and it has so many great oils in it. It is amazing. We also have Sleepy Eyes. It's very important to have your kids get the proper sleep. And all the Kid Sense ones, the beauty of those oils is that they come pre-diluted. So that's very helpful when, they just want to pick up an oil and use it. Very nice.
Yeah. So don't forget that our brain and our guts are connected. So if our kids are nervous, and it's good to work on our guts, and we also can work on our brains, right? So their
Yes.
stomach might hurt. Their stomach might hurt, but it might be nerves. It's not that they ate something bad, bad. So that tummy jies might be a great idea. And you can use oils proactively, just put it on and it will help. It's going to go into your body and try to put it into balance.
Yay!
All right. So that's one category. So then let's talk about focus oils, like getting ready for school. And then we can talk about emotional oils. So, when
Perfect.
we think about going back to school, how are we going to get our kids to do their homework? How are we going to get them to focus? What environments do we have at home? So one of the things that I like to do is I use essential oils as soon as I pick up my kids. So you can have a car diffuser going on. You could put oils on your body, in your hair. And then they have no choice. They have to smell it.
That's right.
And then
Or even in a cotton ball, stuck in your air conditioner. They can go anywhere.
Yeah. And then if you're going to go home and do homework time, peppermint's a great one. If they're a little cranky, citrus, any kind of citrus is amazing. I like also brain power. I think this one's ball. This one's really fancy and good. You can just, give the body like 20 minutes after. So, if you give the kids a snack, I like to give the kids a snack in the car because then they're going to eat what I brought. So, I always cut up cucumber and a protein so their brains can think. And vetiver is key for me.
That is your gateway oil.
I know, it's amazing. I keep it on a roller ball because it's thick. And anyway, it's great. It also supports the focus. and peppermint. So there's a lot of a lot of good options out there. And depending on your kids, you can make it fun. Maybe you let them pick what oil that runs on the diffuser when they're doing their homework.
Mhm.
It just depends on their age and their idea of what's fun.
Right. Yes. And being a homeschooler, we would have points in our day when they were just like burnt, like their brains were not functioning right, or, the focus was gone. And so it was awesome to be able to put Clarity, which is a blend, in the diffuser. That one's pretty strong. So yay. So it wasn't always, I couldn't put it directly on the table, but I had it, in the kitchen going. And just to see their focus change is pretty darn amazing. I mean, if you put it on or you inhale it, like Robin said, in like 20 minutes, you'll be able to see such a huge difference. It's great.
I like to put it on the big toe, which is the VitaFlex point to the brain. And also, we always talk about trickery. Like you can put it on you and then give the kids a hug. So you can get it on them. But really, if they smell it, if they're smelling it either on you or diffuser, you're doing great. That's a fantastic step in the right direction. And it kind of, goes into the behavior component and emotions. So like a lot of times the kids are hangry when you pick them up. They just want to snack. That's why I always proactively use the oils when I pick up the kids, because you just, for Jonathan, he has a lot of transition issues. I don't want to risk it. That's when I use the Vetiver. I use Tranquil. You can use Joy. That's one of your favorites, right, Julie? But there's really so many release. And of course, that's why I bring protein with the cucumber, because their bodies, our growing kids need really good omegas. This is like a missing link in people's diets. And a lot of times they're getting omega-6s, but not 3s. So we actually have a new product. I wasn't planning on talking about it, but we do. What is it called? Green 3 omega?
Green omegas. Oh, green
omega 3
omegas. Yeah,
it's either green 3 omega or green omega 3.
Omega
There's a
3
3
green
in it.
There's a 3 in it. There's an omega in it, and there's a green in it.
Yeah, there's all those things. Especially those pre-puberty kids, like they need oil, they need good fats, they need those omegas. And so I'm always bringing the protein and a veggie. And then when they get home, then they can have like if they're still hungry, then that's when you can give them maybe some of that processed food. But they're so hungry in the car, they're going to eat whatever you bring.
That's true. Smart.
Yep.
Very smart.
Thank y'all. So what are some other oils that our kids stress away?
Yes. Stress away is huge. It is our top emotion oil. I love that.
This is a good one too, like for test taking days, or people have a speech or any kind of thing that you think they might be nervous in, but also Valor.
Yes.
Jonathan loves Stress Away. He's like, I need stress away.
It smells, it has vanilla and lime in it. Oh, it's so good. I love that.
And Copieva. And also Peace and Calming. I didn't bring that one over here, but that has Wutansy in it. That's a very calming flower. Harmony. There's a lot of good oils. Again, if you have like a basic kit, the citruses are always uplifting.
Yes. And the Valor, are you going to talk about Valor?
No, go ahead.
So we just got back from the convention, the Young Living Convention, and there was actually.
Do you want me to get my box?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, because we need to talk about Imu gummies too.
I have the whole box.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Bonus right here. So basically at convention, the company was able to once again source rosewood and bring back the original Valor a blend, which was so exciting. Rosewood is an amazing single oil. And so that was super exciting because people that know Valor in the original were over the moon. It is an amazing blend. So basically, for any of the things that require courage or strength or anything like that, that is what I use for my kids. And it is similar to what the gladiators would put on before battle. So some of those same oils they actually use. So that's what inspired this blend, Valor. So
Sorry,
Robin
I'm
is
being noisy.
digging to try and
I know,
find.
because I already took things and put them in different places.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
not everything's together. Like the omegas are not in here, and the
Okay.
the new Valor is not in here.
Oh,
Well,
she's
some are
holding
in
up the
here.
Emu gummies, which is super exciting.
Here,
Yum.
I'll take one out and show them.
I tasted those. They do taste super great. They're like kind of
They're not as
squishy.
sweet as the Mighty Bites. So
Yeah.
this is what they look like.
They're super yummy. Oh my gosh. I
Gotcha.
love them.
They're like a gummy.
Thus the name. And I love that immune is in the
Oh!
name. Right. You kill me. You're absolutely hilarious. So the Valor before test taking speeches, just even before the first day of school, do you remember how scary that first day of school? I was excited, but I was also like, who's going to be in my class? And where are all my classes going to be? Am I going to be able to find my class? And all those things that when you're starting a new school or a new school year, you definitely need Valor for sure. On a roller ball.
I don't know if I got any.
Oh no, what? Well, the bottle looks really pretty much the same. It does have a different little graphic on
This
it,
is
but
the current Valor, and the new one
Okay.
has like a
it's a little heart
shield on
or
it.
something. A shield, that's right.
It has a shield. I have these other ones.
Huh.
I'm very sad.
Yeah. Yeah, you got
gonna
to
have to
find out
look.
where that is.
Did I
for
buy
sure.
that? It had to be included. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to show the green omegas, but I'm not getting up again.
Okay.
Because
So the
it's
green
cheap.
omegas
Cute
are
girl.
super cool because they don't have that annoying burp back, the fishy burp back, and they're so good. The profile on that product is absolutely amazing. So if you
I
go
tasted
over
it
to
the other day.
Yeah, you did. What'd you think?
Yeah, I bit it. I bit it because I wanted to see
What?
what it tasted like. It was
No way.
good. Yeah, it has clove.
Really?
Yeah, it has clove in it, and a lot of like flaxseed oil, and so it was kind of like an oily squish with clove. It tasted really good.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is
but
amazing.
and the gelatin or whatever the casing is, it's vegan, but so it's not really gelatin, but you get what I'm saying. That was harder to
Right.
like chew, so I just disposed of that because I had no value, but it tasted good. I was like,
That's crazy. Well, it reminded me of the story of when your son took inner defense and bit the inner defense. But while I'm thinking about that, we need to talk about inner defense. Everybody
talk
needs that
about it.
in their home. So basically, it is a gel cap, and it is filled with all the Mac Daddy immune system oils. This is very hot oils, oregano, and is oregano in there?
Yes.
I think oregano's in there. And so basically you need that in your arsenal because I like to take it at night. Like if anybody is dipping in my house, then that is the time that we're like, okay, there's things coming in. We need to just make sure our immune system is bolstered. And so we'll take that, and it's amazing. So inner defense is what it's called. Love it.
Inner defense is very good, and just make sure you tell your kids not to bite it.
Yes. I'm amazed that he didn't freak out. I would have freaked out. He handled it like a champ.
These are good.
I love it. I want one. Send one through.
The mangoes are called green omega-3.
Oh, okay. Green omega-3. Awesome. Okay, fabulous.
All right. Well,
What?
I think
Anything
that's all
else?
we wanted to talk. No,
Okay,
I think that we
sweet.
just want to make sure that you mamas are empowered. You're ready. Follow us on Facebook if you want to interact. Ask questions on
Yes.
tips and tricks. Maybe we'll do
Yes.
some posts about preparing for school.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So that's Wellness with Robin and Julie is the name of the Facebook page. So definitely check us out over there. And I'll put it out
Also-
in the show notes too.
Also, one more thing. If you have college students, make them a kit. can put-
Yes.
All the oils. I mean, I probably would buy them the premium starter bundle so they had all the basics plus a diffuser. But
Yes.
you don't have to. Maybe pick the top 5. These
Mhm.
some lavender, some peppermint, some Ninja Red. You can make them a kit and send it with them.
Yes.
You can even, if you wanted to get them a bundle, you can ship it directly to them. And
Mhm.
they don't have to unpack it or carry it with you.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, having a college student away and far enough away that you can't just jump in the car and run a care package over, I made sure that he had these things, at his disposal. He didn't take them all the time, but he definitely, when things were starting to hit the fan, he was happy he had them with him. So
I mean,
consider
ideally,
that.
we
That's a
can-
great idea.
Yeah, ideally we can teach them to be proactive, but they're going away to school and they're going to question
Mhm.
everything and they may not listen to
Mhm.
us.
Right. True,
I don't know.
true.
I know. All right. So
All
do you
right.
want to say anything else?
No, I think that's it. I think that's a wrap.
All right. So like and share us and follow us on Facebook. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe. And if you want to support our show, give us a 5-star rating.
To learn more about our practice, visit athelivingtree.com.